Hey, this is Maverick. I want to welcome Bourbon Leather to the Slacker82 Alpha family. They are our new sponsor for the show. They're the ones who do our hats. If you've seen the hats that I wear on the show, that's the ones that they do. They offer custom leather patch hats made with real full grain leather. So make sure you check them out at bourbonleather.com and tell Freddie Maverick and Goose sent you. If you use the promo code SLACKER, that gets you an additional 10% off. So if you have a show and you want hats for the show, or you just like wearing hats like I do, get them, man. These guys are great. The product is great. The hats are great. They're comfortable. I mean, you can't ask for a better hat. And they're reasonably priced. So once again, make sure you go to bourbonleather.com. Make sure you tell Freddie that Maverick and Goose sent you. And again, use the promo code SLACKER for 10% off.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Entire world is burning up. Look up, you're surrounded. you're down inside. I'm here to help you find a remedy. If you're sick and tired of all you swallow, ride with me and never look back. Ride with me. We're gonna take the world. Leave it all. Lose control. We're gonna set it off. If you wanna scream, ride with me. We're gonna let it out, baby. We're gonna let it out. We're gonna let it out, baby. We're gonna let it out. We're gonna let it out. We're gonna let it out. Ride with me, leave it all. Ride with me, we're gonna take the world. Leave it all. Lose control. We're gonna set it off. If you wanna scream, ride with me. Leave it all. Ride with me. Lose control. If you wanna scream, ride with me.
All right. Welcome, everybody. Ooh, I hear an echo. Goose, what's going on, my brother?
What up, Maverick? What's
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Oh, yeah, I'm getting an echo.
Maverick?
What? You hear that?
We are out of time.
Yeah, echo's driving me nuts.
It's just make sure you give the welcome to all you listeners, the other stations before we start this
Oh,
show because it's gonna be hot today.
I forgot. Yeah, I think you're Goose. All right, I want to welcome 105.7 The Phase, Patriot Radio, Earth Radio, MBR, Military Broadcast Radio, UG Media in the UK, J Parker Radio, Paisley Radio, FCM Live, Sword Radio, Crystal Radio, and the Hit Network. Thank you for listening tonight. We have a hot show for you tonight, right, Goose?
Make sure you buckle up, put your freaking seatbelt, and just put both hands on the steering wheel because we're going for a fucking ride.
And hopefully we don't get cut off again.
Oh, you know it's gonna happen. I mean, it's happening. It's happening.
Let me see what Eric's writing here. Today was quite the shit show for the firing of Tucker Carlson. Don Lemon for celebrating Lemonhead's firing as he let his supermassive ego get the best of him. Tucker's firing was a disappointment, and Fox shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, well, I think I think, and Goose will touch on this. There's a little more behind the Tucker firing than they're letting on. They want you to believe it was about a
Lawsuit.
lawsuit, but we did some digging, and there's actually a little more to it than that. We will.
Well, let's begin to say that we are not freaking fighting politicians right now. We are not. Just get that out of your fucking mind. They don't even fucking know what's going on in our country. They know, but 90% of them, they're part of the freaking force of evil. That's who all we are encountering today in our country. Everything that's presented to us on TV, on the radio, newspaper, every freaking where is freaking evil. If there's any freaking body that can tell me something freaking good that's going on in our country today, we will allow you to run our freaking show today. But nothing is freaking happening because something good is going to happen. Evil took over our country. for many years, at least the last freaking 2 years and a half. And we are out of freaking luck. I don't know how to fix this, Maverick. I don't know how to fix it. The only way I can fix it, that I think we can fix it, we pray to God every day, and spiritual and truly pray to God and asking for forgiveness and asking to see if we can heal our nation. But evil took over our freaking nation. No freaking body, nobody in the freaking right mind ever, freaking ever had the freaking idea that these people, all these crazy people, were going to take over our freaking country.
You're right.
It's not. It's like we watching a freaking movie that doesn't have no freaking end. I mean, they took over our country for many years. They've been taking our money. We own 32 freaking trillion dollars that we never gonna be able to pay. They're freaking making goddamn treaty with every freaking enemy that we have. That's how they're laundering our freaking money. Good example. Send money to freaking goddamn Ukraine. Keep the freaking war going for many years more. That way BlackRock can make fucking money. And all
Yeah.
these freaking politicians, these evil people, especially the one we got in the White House, and all his entire family. Our justice system is hijacked, guys. It's hijacked. Definitely is not justice in our country. They're arresting and firing people that they don't freaking like. A good example, Tucker Carlson. But guys, to let you know, Fox News just freaking evil as they are. Okay? BlackRock own 51% of the freaking Fox News freaking chairs in that freaking outlet, media outlet. And you notice in the 2019-20 campaign, many people were questioning Fox News because they kind of were not supporting Trump. A lot of them were bashing Trump or not making the right cover for freaking
Ace.
Hunter Biden
No, no. Welcome to the show.
and freaking Biden's family. They all covered that shit up, all the laptop and everything, even Fox News. And we couldn't understand why these people were doing that. Right now, we got Russia up freaking in the freaking economies, doing really good production of freaking military stuff. They are doing really freaking good. Ukraine is buying the oil from them. We are giving the oil to freaking who? Maverick, to goddamn China that are wrong.
Oh, no.
Why are we depleting our freaking reserve? Why? Why all the BS about climate change? All this bullshit is a hoax. And the freaking debt keep rising, rising, rising. And we Americans I don't get it any freaking better. Inflation super freaking high. When they had the freaking money they're supposed to give you, you only got $1,400. When the Biden's family is freaking rich, the Obama family is fucking rich. The goddamn everybody, every goddamn politician they talk, they're all rich. Last
Yeah.
time,
Hey,
last
I got some good news, Goose. Good news for the Biden fans. Biden is running again in 2024.
they're gonna continue again. If he lasts 20 more years, he's gonna keep rolling. I mean, BlackRock is controlling our country. I mean, this guy got fired because he was telling the freaking truth. And I was reading some of his interview, and he even accepted that a lot of the shit that we think is a conspiracy, they are not, and we are not allowed the people
Speaking of
to talk.
conspiracy, Bravo One's in the house.
No, and Bravo is one of those guys. I mean, we love Bravo, but sometimes we stop him because we might think that he's talking about crazy stuff. But sometimes we need to stop and start listening to these people.
Yeah.
Today in Congress, we have the lady, the whistleblower from the border, freaking Homeland Security, Ms. Rodas, and she reported 85,000 cases in 2021 human trafficking. Our government is involved. Our government go to all those freaking country, recruit those kids, and there's already sponsors or freaking smugglers People like that waiting for the kids at the border to take them. And we aiding and abetting all those people, helping all those people to get this kid. Right now, they cannot count for 85,000 kids married
Yeah.
since 2021. And our evil forces in our government are promoting this kind of stuff. And we American people just sitting our fat ass at the fucking table not doing shit.
Hey, let me read what Ert wrote here. Ert said, I want everybody to be honest right now. If you voted for Biden the first time, would you vote for him again? Well, I'm not sure we have too many Biden supporters on our show. That's a good question, but I don't think we have
Wait a
that many
minute.
listeners. to our show.
I think
Hey,
they're probably going to say, I didn't vote for Joe Biden. I just voted against Donald Trump.
yeah, uh-huh. Yeah,
Well,
I
if
mean,
you
and
wanna,
unfortunately, that was the case. People, the only reason they voted for Biden was because, oh, Trump, I don't like the way Trump talks, or some crap like that. And
well,
Uh,
that's the freaking thing that just took place in our country 4 years ago, 3 years ago. They fixed this freaking, invented this freaking virus, and they did it. They did it. I mean, all these people that got killed was our own evil government. We did it. We freaking fund all the freaking labs. We cover up from China. They're working together. They are. We're gonna get destroyed. We almost halfway there, guys. I mean, I know bullshitting.
hmm
hey, Goose, here I don't know if you've seen this. You know that Dylan Mulvaney, right? The one that
Yes, yes.
Bud Light. Well, here he did a Tampax commercial. How the hell does a transgender do a Tampax commercial? Answer that for me, Goose.
Well, Mary, you just
What does he?
think about it.
What does a guy know about Tampax?
Mary, think about it. First, they hit you
Did he insert the tampon up his
with
ass or something?
most likely, they find a way to do it, Eric.
I mean, I was watching the commercial, and he's holding it, like, oh, I'm like, who? What?
But you know what, guys?
It
This
doesn't even make
this is
sense.
this is gonna get worse. Okay, we first start with the looting, burning of buildings, destroying our monuments, and doing all that bullshit,
Bro, these
evil stuff.
transgenders are out of control, bro.
But check, they start with Black Matter, Black Lives Matter. Then they start with the other movement about freaking abortion and all that stuff. Now we're in the phase of transgender. This is not the end. They're gonna come up with something else. Right now, they have this other freaking person testifying today. She's talking about giving millions of dollars to freaking China.
Bro, look, I'm gonna tell you what this guy is getting paid by all these different companies, and I'm gonna read off. You're gonna be surprised with some of these companies. Uh, Nike Women is paying him. Bud Light, Olay, the makeup people,
Yes.
Tampax, Crest, Kate Spade, OK Cupid, and this other one. I don't even know how to pronounce that one, but he's getting paid by all these people. I mean, what the hell's going on in this country? I mean, I
Sounds
don't.
like you just named off some entities owned and operated by Procter and Gamble. You know, the same Procter and Gamble who did like soap operas and who did Cascade dishwashing
Yeah,
detergent and
yeah,
but hey, and as far as Crest toothpaste is concerned, I'd rather brush with Colgate,
yeah. I
which
know.
isn't a Procter and Gamble company.
Uh,
Right. This is how, I mean, they're already freaking, like I say, the evils of force are, I mean, already took over our government. It's not freaking justice in our country. George Soros pumping a lot of freaking money through the different freaking DAs of different states of our nation.
well,
All
I
this
mean,
bullshit
this stuff is really getting this stuff. I mean, we laugh about it, and but it's getting like that
out
video.
of control, out of
Yeah,
control.
like the video I told you the other day, Goose, the one that they hurried up and took off. That
Yeah.
guy was a transgender, was saying that he would shoot any parent who tried to stop him from going in and using the restroom that their kid was using. Meaning he would go into any women's room he wanted to. because he recognizes himself as a woman, and he said he would shoot anybody who would try to stop him. I mean, and that's
Hang on,
the
Bravo.
reality of it. They're getting they're getting out of control.
No, they're already out of control. They already took over our country. I mean, is that people don't realize they already took over.
Hang on.
If you go over one of those freaking people and you put a bullet through their eyes, you're gonna be paying big price. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not promoting freaking violence, but
Goose.
they're already displaying all this freaking violence in our
Bravo
country,
one
and
is
they
on
took
panel.
freaking over. The
Hello,
evil,
Maverick. Hello, Goose. Hey, Eric.
bravo.
Oh,
They
Goose,
Hi.
Goose.
freaking
You don't even get me started on these people. These people have psychological, they're nutcases. I'm gonna give you an example. A guy I work with, his wife is the chief RN at a major hospital. I won't say what hospital it is, but they have people coming in, these trannies that have had the operation where they cut a hole in them so they can have a fake pussy, right? We're just going to flat out say what it is.
Can we say pussy?
But it's just a hole. It's just a hole. And they come in with infections, acting like they're girls. And she said the crap that is up inside of those holes that are in their bodies is just vile and disgusting. These people are sickos.
they're nasty, man.
They're nuts. You know what I mean? It's just a vacant hole up there, and they shove all kinds of shit up there. They're just nasty. It's freaking nasty, man.
So they do that in the meantime when they're waiting for the surgery. They do get a fake hole. That's what you're telling us. And
Ye-
then they get the penis removed. Then they use that to
It
do
right, and then
sexual stuff.
they're sticking cucumbers in there and everything else. You know what I mean? It's just freaking nasty. Gangrene up in there. I mean, the stuff she said told us that she has seen since she's been in the hospital. It's disgusting. It's literally disgusting.
Yeah. I mean,
Americans not
it's
presently afflicted by bad politics, but rather by the forces of evil. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, this is by the forces of evil.
but
We
this
are
transgender
fighting
thing
a different war.
this
Yeah.
transgender thing is a war, like we said last week. It's a war against women, is what it is.
It is, but
Right.
they don't give a shit. They
Yeah.
just fired this guy from CNN just to pretend that they're trying to do something, but it's BS. It's freaking BS. Everything that they're doing is freaking evil. We got as many freaking resources that we want to have, freaking oil, natural gas. We don't need help from nobody. But guess what? We buying a lot of bullshit that we don't need to buy. Now these freaking people are spending millions of dollars on our enemy, freaking China, giving them money, and our freaking debt continue rising for trillions and trillions of dollars. We are dumb. We are freaking dumb. There's no way we're gonna survive, Bravo. I don't see any freaking way unless we had a freaking revolution in our country and do something about it. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we're dumb. See that freaking 85,000
Yeah.
kids, human trafficking. Come
Oh,
on, you got a whistleblower.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that today. Yeah, that is, and where's the cry? Where's the outrage that 85,000 freaking children in this country alone? That doesn't count all over the world. That's just in the United States.
And we are the middleman. We
Right.
are.
Where are they doing? They're sending those kids into these underground freaking bunkers and places where you'll never see them again. Well, the women in this country should be freaking outraged, man. I mean, they should. People will start listening when the women start getting crazy. You know what I mean? That's the children. The men are all a bunch of pussies. No one's saying anything.
That's
I'm
right. I mean,
I'm
how
getting
you
sick of
going
it.
to allow a freaking biological sick man to play sport with a freaking woman?
Yeah.
Give
Did
me a
you see the
freaking
the
break.
one that just won the race? What was
Yep.
that race?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah, he
Yeah.
beat, yep. Well, and the funny thing was, he ran as a guy in another race
Yes.
before that one.
Right. And who's allowing these people in there? It's other men who like these
Hey,
frickin'
bravo,
nutcases that
bravo.
are putting them in
It's
there.
about money. These people are
Yeah,
getting buku
they're the
freaking money.
controllers.
They are receiving buku money to do all this shit to disturb our society, our nation. We are run by a bunch of freaking evil people. We are living some really dark time.
Yeah.
Remember when he talked about the dark freaking time, the
Oh
dark
yeah. No,
winter?
it's yeah. They're attacking everywhere. They're blowing up everything. They're destroying all of our infrastructure, food infrastructure, not just in the United States but all over the world. And they're hitting the family from every end, women, from every end. I mean, they're hitting us with every type of chemical. Did you see? I just read an article the other day. Finally, uh, different medical organizations are saying we need to stop putting all these chemicals in the foods.
There are doctors quitting. The ones that
Yeah.
some of them doing the surgery for that
They,
bullshit, they're freaking quitting. They're
they
tired
said
of that shit.
we're creating all the feminism within men and everything by the glyphosate that we're putting in things. And there's estrogen mimickers on toilet paper, for God's sake, every time you wipe your ass. Everything. They have done this in the last 30 or 40 years.
Hey, bravo, but you can't say shit anything about transgender because now you're a hater.
Well,
You know?
I told
All
you,
that
they can
bullshit.
go in their corner at their house like they used to and do it on their own. That's between them and God. But now they're trying to force our children into it.
Exactly.
They're stealing our children from us and making them do it and telling us we can't do anything about it. When are we going to stand up like men and women and stop this crap? And you don't have to
And
go out and fight. All you got to do is raise your voice
hey,
and say enough
bravo,
is
this
enough.
is fucking evil. It
Here,
is
It
evil
is.
what's
here,
going on in
listen
our
to this.
fucking country.
Here, listen to this. Dude. Uh, this is a story I just read. Miguel Martinez, a biological male who identifies as a woman and goes by the name of Michelle, was found guilty of first and second degree sexual abuse against a child. Now faces 70 years in prison. According to the Billings Gazette, the girl told police Martinez lured the girl into the bathroom on March 23rd where he molested and raped her. These are the fucking these are the friggin' things that are going on in this country. And I
Right.
when are we going to get fed up with this? I
And
mean,
Hey, Mary, and that's why they want to take our guns away.
and
exactly.
and,
Can
and
you
that dude
imagine?
and that dude today that was on Instagram that they took down really quick. I mean, they're going to investigate that. If that was you and I that said that, they'd be kicking in our doors with the FBI.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, this is the bullshit. We're
And
going
they,
to
They
investigate it.
took that down quick because I watched it and then I sent it to you guys and then I
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
the link.
I clicked on it right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took it down so quick.
It's like our show today. Most likely they're gonna stop our show today because they might don't like what we say.
Well,
Goose, I got something else going, Goose. With any of your connections in there, I'm hearing that they're setting our troops up for a killing field in overseas with this Ukrainian thing, man.
Well, we are in Ukraine.
They're sending a bunch of wetback, people that have not wetback in the sense of they use that for
Migrants.
migrants, but I'm talking about greenies.
Experience.
That's what we used to call them.
and
Remember greenies? Greenies in the military means they have really basically no training,
Right.
nothing. They're sending these kids over there, and most of them are minorities. Why aren't the blacks standing up and saying, "What the hell are we doing here?" They're
They don't,
the army. They're
Mary,
sending more
I'm
blacks over
bravo,
there than anything.
bravo. They don't even realize what's going on. This is,
No, they
I
don't.
told you, all this bullshit, all these deceptions going on with
You're,
the top evil agencies and the evil that's running our country. They're keeping everything away from these people. They're not awake, and it's gonna be kind of late.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of groups talking about it now because there's a lot of people monitoring the troop movements and everything, and they're sending these greenies over there, and most of them are minorities, and they're not
Well,
battle
bravo,
hardened. They've
bravo.
never had any type of fight, and they're going to send them in with Russians and Ukrainians and hardened people that have
Bravo.
fought.
They don't give a shit
I know.
They just give a
This is
shit
by
about the money.
design, Goose. This is
That's
not
what
by
they want
accident.
to continue making the freaking money. All that money that they send. You know how many
Well,
investors got money in that war in Ukraine? They don't want to stop this freaking war. Matter of
Right.
fact, it's a freaking ideology.
It's a
They
meat grinder.
freaking buying the goddamn petroleum from them. How you
What?
gonna buy the oil from your freaking enemy that is kicking you freaking ass?
Right. Well, they're saying that Russians lost maybe between 15 to 25,000, and Ukrainians have lost over 100,000
Bravo.
people. It's a meat
Yes,
grinder,
yes. And guess what? They're getting killed, and our government don't give a shit. It's about them
and they're
making
getting
money.
ready to send our kids into the meat grinder.
We never send any freaking armament, any weapon, anything to any country without sending at least special forces. Because
Right.
somebody got to teach them
It-
how to use and do all that kind of stuff. Guess
it-
what? We are there right now, Bravo.
it-
We are, and we are fighting down there in Ukraine, and the Ukrainians are getting
yeah.
slaughtered.
Raccoon
Right, but
Slaughtered
we're
by the
getting ready
Russians.
to send in our tanker truck people and hand a gun to them. I'm telling you, you know what? These freaking Black Lives Matter assholes. If you want to fight about something, do this. Fight about this. What's
hang on,
getting
guys.
ready to
I mean,
happen?
look at the market. You see Russia production, military production up like 1.9%. They're making a lot of freaking money.
All right, hang on,
Yeah.
guys. Hang on. Let me welcome some people to the panel. I want to welcome Revolutionary Bro to the panel and Rocky Raccoons in the house.
Hey,
How you
hey,
guys
well,
going on
I'm
with
just here to
I'm-
stir the bucket.
What do you think about
exactly.
Go ahead, Revolution.
Well,
Go ahead,
Revolution, what do you think about that? What I just said about what they're doing? That
Well, I'll
they're
tell you-
sending. They're going to send
welcome to the show.
a misproportionate amount of minorities that are green over to a battle that they're going to be slaughtered in. What do you think about that?
Do you know Actually- that has always been the case? There has
Yeah.
never been a case where we weren't on the front line, all the way from the Buffalo Soldiers to the Vietnam War, and
Yeah.
probably in other wars that are closer to our time, like the Afghan War and others.
Yeah.
That has always been the case. So
Shit.
this is nothing new.
Yeah, but
Well,
the
they got
difference
freaking-
is,
They
you know,
already got ISIS back. ISIS is freaking live and destroying and fighting the Taliban, doing all kind of shit.
But do you
in
know?
freaking Afghanistan right now.
Do you know the conspiracy theorists tried to act as if ISIS never existed, as if ISIS was just a code phrase? So
no,
they've
ISIS was formed by the deep state, you know, with
It was
help
formed
from
by-
our
Exactly.
three-letter
Bravo.
agents.
It was tell the truth.
It was
Bravo.
authorized by Butthead, who was number 44. He's the one that authorized ISIS. Okay,
Well,
get that through
ISIS,
your
man.
head. We
ISIS,
finance
one of the
ISIS.
group.
No, listen, hold on, Goose. We
God damn, you
finance
come to our show with that
ISIS.
bullshit. That's not how it's happening.
Hey,
God damn it. I was there.
Goose, why
Good,
you
good.
take
funny?
a chill pill, Goose.
I was there. I'm tired of people lying about shit, how it really happened.
Just let
That's
them
why our
talk.
country, we fighting these evil people.
Goose.
We need to do the right thing.
Goose.
Just let him
Take a
talk,
chill
and then
pill.
you can rebut if you want after he
Go
says
ahead.
what he has
Go
to
ahead.
say. Go ahead,
I
Rocky.
say my piece. Go ahead.
Obama authorized ISIS to be financed by the American taxpayers. Okay, look it up. It's in the research. It's not hard to find.
Can I say something?
I
really
found
quick,
it. I'm just
Goose?
a fucking medic.
Can I say something really quick? Let me say this. Everybody always tend to dump on the Democrats as if the Democrats are a different sector of people. Understand this. They've all come from the Democrats. The Democrats was there first. The Republican Party was formed due to a split of the Democrat. They are one and the same. No matter who gets in office, they are no more than the hand puppets of the United Nations and others.
Well,
Revolution.
and we
It's
don't-
no
we don't
longer
disagree with you.
politics. It's not
I don't-
politician no more.
I-
It's
I
the
don't disagree
evil
with you,
forces. It's the evil
Exactly.
forces.
I believe the same.
Yep.
I agree with you on that one. It is. It's two and the same. I mean, you know, they're anymore.
Take the question
It's too
of politics. No
Left
more
wing,
politics.
right wing on the same chicken.
They are evil forces against us. And if we don't
Yep.
wake up
Yep.
soon, because I think it's kind of late already.
I think so too. I think
Well,
we're
I
we're
think it's kind of late.
I
We
would.
don't gonna win another freaking election. I don't give a shit what you say.
Well,
If we don't fix this shit soon, they're gonna continue for years to come. He's running again,
Yeah.
and
well,
he's gonna win again.
yeah, Eric. What do you got?
Well,
Well, and I will say this: like Goose mentioned, evil forces. It isn't so much we're fighting like a physical war; we're fighting a spiritual war. You know,
Yes.
similar to how
Exactly.
like you remember
That's what
like
I
last
say.
week
Yeah.
when last week's show was disrupted suddenly and it took you like 15 minutes to get the show restarted. Think of that as this: it was an
Yeah.
attack of the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is the type deals these people made. Like Obama, when he made the deal when they took out Bin Laden. Okay, you take out Bin Laden, and then we're going to shoot a missile into SEAL Team 6's aircraft. We're going to give them the coordinates as when they land, and they'll be waiting for them, and we blow them up.
Bravo,
You know what I mean?
bravo,
This is the bullshit that goes on,
bravo.
with
Remember
these people.
when he was a
Sacrifice.
This is
senator,
not our
bravo.
regular military. These are a bunch of criminals that have hijacked our country for the last 70 years at least.
Bravo. Remember,
Yep.
2005, Obama, newly elected to the Senate, was in charge of the freaking group that went to Ukraine to deal with those 8 or 12 chemical labs that we have there that we're supposed to shut down, but we didn't. We give him more funding to continue with the operation of those freaking labs. Why
Well,
do you
isn't
think
isn't
Russia is
I was
doing
going
all
to
that
say
shit?
Yeah,
isn't that what
because they knew that they were developing viruses that attack just Slavic type people, just like in the movies. I mean, they broadcast it in the movies and show you. I mean, Putin wasn't going to wait around. They lost what, 27 million in World War II and about 14 million in World War I. He wasn't going to wait around this time. I don't blame him. You know what? I say go in and kick the shit out of them. That's what I
Let
say.
me welcome Amber to the panel. Amber, welcome.
Amber, what's going on? I'm
Hey, my
sorry for
friends. I love you guys so much. I love the back and forth. You make this show so fun.
we just
Love
love our
this show so
country.
much.
We love our country, and sometimes we take.
We get heated because we love the country, sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what's going
Yeah,
on?
but what everyone is saying is so right on. Because the uniparties existed, and thank God for the election and President Trump, and we learned so much about the uniparty. Because I know for me, I'd always wonder, why can't we ever get our stuff done when all of us are Republicans in the House and the Senate and the presidency, and none of our stuff gets
Too
accomplished?
much infighting.
They just bide the time for the other side to come in to make it look like, oh, they're on opposite sides. No, they're playing the same game, but they're giving us the illusion.
Yes.
That's it. It's all
Amber,
a
how
big
you
illusion.
feel? Amber, how you feel this war against women right now?
The war against women. I'll tell you how I feel about it. It's all going back to communism. I just did a show with a gentleman yesterday. He's a filmmaker, and I want all of you guys to check out his film. It's what is it called? Girls of the West, ladies. Girls of the West film.com. It's if you go to my Podbean site, you could find it. We did a documentary on it, and what it does is, in his research, he has found out that the destruction of the family unit was by design, and it's been like this for some time, by people who want to usher in communism into our country, because the easiest way to do that is when you destroy the family unit and you destroy your identity, and you no longer, and you have chaos everywhere. So look at what's happening at the border. Massive chaos. People's identity is fractured. The families are destroyed, and they also usher in communism through the schools. I want everyone to be paying attention to community schools. This is something very scary. I just did a show with a teacher out of California who's retired out of 27 years, and she is exposing she's calling the education mafia, the teachers union, which for a long time teachers felt like they were forced to be a part of the union in order to have a job at the school. And that money went to fund all of this stuff like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, all the communist organizations, all the communist politicians. That money was poured into these people. And then they indoctrinate the kids all this time. Now, what you need to be afraid of is the community schools that are popping in, because now there's a full assault, not just on women, not just on girls. DaughtersOfTheWestFilm.com, that's the name of the film. DaughtersOfTheWestFilm.com, because they are going after the girls in particular, because girls are the most vulnerable because of how our brains function and how we are with our, how just in general, how we interact with people. So we are more likely to do the surgery, at least right now, than boys are. And so it's an all-out attack, and the whole thing underneath it is communism. They honestly don't care if you change your gender. They don't care about you. That's what I want people to get their wrap around their brains. They don't care about you. They care about one thing and one thing only, and that's to destroy the country and bring communism. That's all they care about.
Amber, they
More
just
like to
have
bring
a
in their
new
new world
survey.
order.
They had a new survey they conducted like 6 months ago in few colleges, and 48% of our kids agree that we should have. They don't mind having a communist freaking government. Yeah, 48%. That's pretty
Well,
high coming from
Right.
those.
Well, when you've been
And
indoctrinating teachers and
behind every
students,
grown man, there was a good mother that raised him to be a decent man. Yeah, that's what people don't want to understand. I mean, this whole thing goes together. They can't, and they're trying to destroy the woman. If they destroy the woman, they've destroyed the man, and they've destroyed the children.
it's a good point. I mean, that's a really good point.
I mean, you see they're indoctrinating all over high school, low-level school. I'm talking about from first. They want to go all the way from kindergarten to talk about peanuts to our kids and stuff like that. And all the kind of stuff starting from the school indoctrination. And they continue going different level. Now they're in a different level because now they go full blast with transgender community, which they are attacking women right now, big time.
Just think
You
of
know,
it.
it started out in
destroy the
college.
women, if they
Started out
destroy
in
the
college,
women,
and then it's gone down to the lower school levels, and now you're right, it's down to kindergarten. But if they didn't start in the college level, they could not have started indoctrinating kids, because at the college level, these people are getting teacher certificates. You have broadcasters like I had to go to Arizona State to get my broadcasting, things like that, newspaper writing. So they go to the school to affect these mountains of influence.
Yes.
And where do these people go to get the degrees for the mountain of influence? The universities. And so from there, then they start indoctrinating society, and then they start indoctrinating the kids. But now the indoctrination didn't just stop at college. Now it's like you said, Goose, it's all the way down to kindergarten. It's disgusting.
It is tough. I mean, they're attacking, they hijack every agency in our nation right now. I give you a good proof. The Border Patrol didn't get any increase in personnel at all. They remain 15,000 people. Everybody else, the IRS got 87,000 people. The all the people from other agencies, from the climate change, they got like, I think it was like 32,000 increase. All those agencies that go against our values are getting more people hired. But the ones that are really defending our country, like Border Patrol, they're not getting nobody. They're not.
Something you have to remember now, if they attack the little kids, okay, and they get them to neuter themselves, there is no human race left anymore. Okay, without the children, we have no future. And with all the programming they're doing to them, it's on purpose so that the kids will be dumbed down so much they will not let go of the government, because the government's here to help. Remember that?
No,
Right?
Raccoon is right. Right now, there are surgeries being conducted to kids of early age, 7, 8 years old, to change their sex. There are
Some
few
of
of
them
them
earlier.
already taken place. Yeah.
Some of them earlier. They're doing 5-year-olds too. I mean, some of these people who are taking their kids in and say, go ahead and neuter the kid. That's what they want.
But I guarantee
Those
you,
people don't want grandchildren.
right? But think about it. My generation, when I was a kid, the mothers would never have allowed that. They would have ripped your head off if you touched your children.
Yeah, but it's all in the indoctrination that's been going on. I mean,
Right.
the people who are having little kids right now are the Gen X's, and some of them have leaned so far into the propaganda.
Really, they're the
Matrix.
Yeah, like I would say, like the late 70s, 80s, and 90s now have all been through college indoctrination and all that brainwashing and everything, and it is having an effect.
Well, bravo.
But it's not just college. It's not just college, though. Now get your head straight. It's not just college people. It's everybody common. All the common folk are indoctrinated.
Well,
and
but
then they watch
television and things like
hold
that.
on, man.
Yeah. You're right,
bro. Hold on. They're indoctrinated through TV and movies and stuff, and they got this real nice American dream of what they want to do with their kids and everything. And it's like George Carlin said, to believe in the American dream, you have to be asleep, because it's not what it appears to be. It's just a dream.
Well, you know what?
I killed everybody for a minute.
Raccoon, because we decided that if we think that you are crazy or somebody's crazy, like Tucker Carlson say, listen to those people. Because now I made a mistake that I didn't listen to them, and I always trying to go after them. Now you listen to them, you might see what we didn't see before. And you're right, Raccoon. It's a lot of shit that's going on in our country that we haven't wake up. And the evil forces are ready to go over.
Did you guys hear what Tucker said? Did you guys hear what he said? No. About his profession?
Somebody say no there.
My son. Annabelle, turn that down. Turn that down. He said that he didn't see the indoctrination for a long time, and he didn't think they were being manipulated. And now he feels ashamed of how he was acting on TV all these years, because now he sees the truth of how it really.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to go that far and think in their minds that there's that huge of a conspiracy. Yeah, and you're right, Raccoon. It's not just academia. It's the media. It's Hollywood. It's sports. They're all doing it.
They're all over.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's all doing it.
Especially the media.
It's all part of.
And it's all because they're all
Operation
corporations.
Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Operation Mockingbird is still going on, even though they renamed it.
Why you think they're going after Christian? Why you think they're going after Christian? Because we are the number one enemy of the media outlet.
Not just that, but for you to be a republic, you have to have morality. Where does morality start? It starts in the family home. And Christianity talks about building a family and a godly family and building morale.
Remember,
this is why they go after Christianity.
In the 1950s, they called it the atomic family.
God created you, his image, which is moral, spiritual, and intelligence. Okay.
Yep.
All right, we have a full panel, so we gotta
take a number.
Yeah, we gotta let each one say it before we cut it. Before we run over the other one.
All right.
That's all. Yeah, we just have a full panel, so everybody wants to speak.
The one thing that I gotta say is, if you make them draw your own map and you created the different division in our country, and you go one by one, they'll be taking they're being hijacked by our freaking evil forces. All of them. You can mention the only one that's still fighting back is the churches. The church are fighting back. A lot of people are fighting back from the church. We need to keep fighting back against those people. We don't have nobody else. Nobody else. Maybe Pop Bean is helping us out, but they shut already all the time. Podcast. But we need to keep fighting. Don't lay down. They took over our government. They're going to continue. I don't see how we're going to stop them, but we got to try to stop them. I don't see. I mean, Bravo, did you see how can we stop them? I mean, I don't see it. Amber, I mean, did you see any good hope?
Can I say something really quick, Bravo?
Only God.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right, let me say this really quickly. I want to say that the church should be the necessary force to deal with these evil forces, but the church has not been on their job. The church did you guys know that 76% of adult Americans, men and women, are reading under a 6th grade level? The church should have handled that. The church should have handled the social problems and the social injustices and the political injustices, but they have not been on their job. We
They took
cannot
our
trust them.
church. They removed our church from school in the 1960s.
Right.
But they
Since then,
didn't
you can't have no
remove it
more
from
Bible.
life. They didn't
The
The
remove
Can I
it.
say
separation.
something?
Yeah.
The
Yep.
same thing with
Can I
the
say
armed
something?
forces. You don't get issue a Bible anymore in the armed forces when you join. When I joined in 1980, I got a small Bible. You don't get that anymore.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Amber.
You
Go ahead,
also
Amber.
Okay, so
remember that
I wanted to go back to what MUUPK says. He talked about being illiterate, and he is completely right. Like I said, I talked to this veteran teacher on my show, and she said what destroyed the reading level in the United States is when they implemented sight words instead of phonics. And I can tell you from experience, my son is learning from sight words, and he is struggling with reading. I mean, I'm working with him, and he's getting better. But when she said that, that rang true for me. And she said, when we were teaching phonics, everybody was able to read. We had very little dyslexia, and we had a high level of graduation with being able to be competent in their reading ability. They can understand what they're reading, and they could read the Wall Street Journal if they wanted to. But now when they indoctrinated the kids with using sight words and got rid of phonics, now it brought the literacy down to very little. Most people can't even graduate high school knowing how to read or comprehend. And they can only read certain words. Yep. And dyslexia went through the roof.
It got worse.
something you also have to remember. Something you also have to remember about this is the National School Corporation. Okay, the people in Washington who head the school corporations around the United States have an agenda. Okay, and that agenda goes with the schools. They're on a 501c3, and with MUUPK, the churches are under a 501c3, and they also have a big boss called the Vatican. And all these people are trying to dumb down Americans. They're trying to get them illiterate, so they have to depend on the government and listen to them because they don't know how to research anymore. They don't know how to read at the levels that they've written all this other crap at.
Yeah,
And
but you can't blame
what happened?
the
Well, hold on,
Christian
Goose.
for that.
Hold on, Goose. What happens is they get you dependent, and then it's like, well, okay, like the last couple of years, very few people wanted to do any research on it to find out what was going on. They just went along with what the mainstream media said because it's easier to listen to it than it is to read it. Just like when they came out with the new Bible verses written in a common language now instead of the King James Version. Okay.
But you can't blame.
Well, hold on,
really
Goose.
blame the church
Still
for
the
that
King
kind of
James
stuff going on in
version.
our
It's just
country.
it's the New Living Translation. It just
Yeah.
puts it into easier words to understand. I mean,
Well, it puts it in easier words, but the problem of it is meanings are lost in translation.
yeah, but that's been happening.
They don't have to.
No.
Yeah.
No,
It
no.
happens every time you
It was
translate
a
from any
consorted
language.
effort. It was a consorted effort.
But
The
you can't blame
NIV
that church.
I had a Christian bookstore for 4 years. I had every Bible in there. I had all the things in here that showed the difference between the King James and all the other Bibles. They have systematically changed the key words from the King James and the ones that all mimic the King James since the turn of the century. And it's gotten worse as of the 60s when they started coming out with the NIV and things like that. They really started going in and changing words. I have to find my documents, but I have a list of all all the actual places they changed God and they changed, other things too. But no,
changing. They
But you
changed single
can't.
words, like
Bravo.
in the Ten Commandments it said "shall not kill," but in the original it said "shall not murder."
Murder is the more
right.
accurate.
Bravo.
Murder is the more
Bravo.
accurate. Hmm.
But
Because
bravo. We
because
can't
murder
blame.
because killing in the Bible, because then another place it says that the state, that the government was created by God to keep control of what's going on in
Yeah,
the world,
And
right?
you know
So
what, bravo? But one thing
murder
is,
is for condemned people. When you have taken the life of someone else, and you have done something, you're no longer innocent blood anymore. You're considered condemned blood.
yeah,
Well,
So
if you
yeah.
look at the people that went against God's people and they were attacking God's people, God gave them the ability to go attack back. And that means, like, was he going against his own commandments? No, because there's a difference between killing and murder. You can defend yourself, you can defend your nation. You can't just go out because you're angry and go shoot your neighbor next door. There's a big difference between murder and
yeah,
killing.
One thing I'm
exactly.
gonna say, you can't be blaming Christians. We don't vote for Christians. You vote for your own government. Like the people who voted for this idiot we got in the White House, that's what you get. All this kind of stuff that's going on in our country. Christians are fighting back. Yes, not everybody agree in a Catholic Church with what the Pope is trying to say. We don't. We don't agree with a lot of stuff, and we do love our country. And we do the right thing, but the government is the one destroying our country,
Yep,
and we need to
exactly.
stand up and use our
Did,
moral
did,
value teach by our Christian Father God that He tells how things should be done. So now,
did,
if
did-
you pray, get in your knee and pray every night the way you're supposed to, the way God tells you to do it to heal our nation, we make a change in our nation. But you gotta trust God. Thank
you
you.
So
also have to remember that the Bible, the old Bible, not the new Bible, not the New Testament, but the old Bible was written from the Torah. Okay, the Jewish Bible, and there's a lot that is been mistranslated from that one to the other one.
well, the problem is you
Okay.
got words that don't translate into
Yeah, that's what I'm
other
saying.
languages, and then then they make up something, or they find the closest word that will that will,
Exactly. That's what I say. Meanings are lost in translation.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
Well, Maverick,
Um,
our Goose knows this to be true. His Spanish language is a lot more accurate than our English language because they differentiate verbs based on female and male. And speaking of that, how is Spanish going to work if there's transgender people? Like, how is that going to work?
how's that gonna
I
work?
just, I just thought of that question.
Well, something about the Spanish language is it's based more off of Latin, which is one of
Right.
the beginning languages.
So, like, Spanish is way more accurate in describing
Yeah,
something than English would be because the way that that language is created based off Latin, like you said.
yeah.
Hey, Goose, you there?
Goose fell off.
I guess he fell.
Well,
Oh, he did, didn't he?
well, and I think what
Yeah, we all shifted.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think what Amber was pointing out about Spanish, and its accuracy, and you, Rocky Raccoon, were pointing out about Spanish having Latin origins. You also have Portuguese and French, which are also have ties
Yep.
to the Latin language, and they're also considered Romance languages.
So does it.
Whereas like
So does
English and German
Italian.
and Russian, Italian does too, yes. But English, German, and Russian are considered Germanic languages.
Yep.
If Emily's going to speak, we're probably going to have to mute so we can hear her.
Let me see.
That way, it don't sound like we're talking over her.
Yeah, go ahead, try Emily. See if we can hear you. You're very low, low.
I've turned up all the way.
Oh, you're coming in now. I hear
I
you.
can barely hear her.
I mean, we can hear you, but you're very low. If somebody talks, nobody will hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I mean, we can hear you. It's just that you're very low.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Yeah, usually when you come on, you're good.
I'm loud.
But
Just
Yeah, but even the chat room saying they can barely hear you.
Let me restart my phone. I'll be back.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Hey, so Bravo, you there?
Yeah, I'm
Can
still
answer your
here.
question. Hey, now, so what do you think about this new development that nobody seems to really? It's kind of happening quietly that we're parking a nuclear sub there in South Korea now. Uh, it seems to be, with all the transgender crap and everything else going on. It's like all these things they're doing to this. Don't look over here. Look over here at this stuff. And why
That's
then you?
because one small move the wrong way.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I
Welcome back,
personally, I
guys.
think we're going to have some sort of nuclear event. I really do. I think it's coming. There's going to be a sacrificial
I
lamb
mean,
somewhere.
don't you think we're provoking North Korea? I mean, by doing that, I mean, you're pretty much saying, Biden's saying, we're putting it there, and anybody who does anything is going to, I mean, what do you say here? Hang on.
That's why they have a dinner tonight with South Korea. Hey, bravo, you may be right.
Who is having dinner with
all,
South Korea? Russia? China?
no, all these freaking politicians from the United States.
The U.S.
They got a
leaders
dinner.
here you go, Goose. U.S. leaders issuing a blunt warning that such an attack would result in the end of whatever regime took such action. So, I mean, that's what I mean. So it's like they're provoking. North Korea's unstable already with that fucking guy there. Now you're telling them you're parking a sub right near him, and then telling them if you do anything, that's it, you're done. It's like taking. It's like telling a kid not to take a piece of cake. Raccoon, we can't hear you, buddy.
You're in the Matrix,
there,
Raccoon.
dude.
Don't you think, though, Maverick, that we're still capable enough military wise to take out and deal with North Korea?
See, I don't know because I mean
No, no,
it's not us.
we are not
It's
ready.
not us that's going to have to worry about North Korea right away. It's South Korea because everything they have is pointed at South Korea.
Yeah,
So
but
South
we
Korea
have
is
to
going to get it
support South
first.
Korea.
That's right.
Well,
They're
of
our
course, yeah,
allies, I
no,
think.
no. I
Yeah,
mean,
they
but I
are.
mean, they're going to take the brunt of it before we can even do anything because
But we got a bunch of Americans there. So remember that. Thousands of American
right,
live there.
but we don't have. I mean, what? But everything that North Korea has is pointed at
Well,
South Korea.
we have military ships
can you
right
hear
off
me?
of Japan, or the Air Force is in Japan. I
That
mean,
don't
we
mean
have,
nothing, Amber.
huh?
That don't mean
That,
nothing if you don't have no balls to
yeah.
shoot.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I
don't
mean,
have balls
J- j-
to open fire.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
yeah, we got
Yeah.
you.
You're
Yeah,
back.
you're right.
Okay. If we go after North Korea, guess what happens? China jumps in because China guards North Korea.
Right.
Okay. Kim Il Sung doesn't shoot off nuclear warheads without
We don't
them
want to
saying,
shoot
okay,
nobody.
okay, Kim, you don't have a daggone nuke on there, do you? No, I don't. Okay, you can go ahead and fire it off. Let's
Yeah.
scare some people.
Yeah.
Okay. They're not going to let him start a goddamn nuclear war because we're under a total annihilation agreement with the rest of the world. One person fires off a nuclear weapon, it's game over. There are no
Nobody
winners.
gonna do shit. Nobody gonna do
Well,
shit.
you
We
don't
I
don't
know
want
think,
to
that,
do
Goose.
shit.
yeah. I mean,
You
I
don't
don't know.
know
I'm
that.
I
kind of
know
in
that.
Goose's camp on this one, guys. I'm kind of on Goose's camp.
Look at
No, you
China.
should be in
Look at
my
China's
camp.
That's what I
intimidation on
said. I am in
Taiwan.
your camp.
You
I
know,
mean,
it's you
China's
gotta be
China's
crazy.
provoking. Go ahead, Goose.
No, you gotta be crazy. You think that North Korea is gonna attack South Korea. They always been doing the same thing for the last 50 years. They never
Well, and
do
I
jack.
agree.
Yeah.
He's full of hot air.
Now,
I
one
agree with
thing
that.
that could
Wait,
happen
let
is
Maverick speak. He hasn't spoke this whole time.
no. I'm trying to finish my
It's
sentence.
all right. Go ahead, Goose. Thank you, Amber.
Me and Mary talk all the time. So another thing is the hottest potato is Taiwan. China's gonna take over Taiwan. Nothing's
Well,
gonna
and
stop
yeah,
them.
and that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I think that's more of a reality. I think than, and I
Yes.
agree, Goose. I mean, I think North Korea is just full of hot air. I mean, it's just like a
That's why
little
we
kid
Maverick and
every once
Goose
in a
show.
while.
Thank you.
Well,
um,
something you have
I,
to remember too. Something you have to remember too is China and North Korea right now can't feed their people like they normally do. People in North Korea are starving because
Cindy,
they lost a lot of crops last year, and so did China with all the flooding they've had for the last 2.5 years.
Raccoon, you go in a
No,
tunnel or something?
He
Yeah,
sounded a
from
little
Sounds
from
like
muffled.
he's in a
from
no,
tunnel.
I'm outside.
Oh, there
Oh,
it
from
okay.
the
is.
Don't hear me?
cows. It's
I was
transmitting
like,
from
where'd
the
you
cow's
go?
ass.
Yeah, must have some kid on a Wi-Fi right now somewhere in the neighborhood.
Good now. It's
You
good
sounded like
now.
you were eating your microphone.
I thought your neighborhood you didn't have one. I thought each neighbor lived like 10 miles away from you.
They have
No,
dial-up.
no, I can't throw very well anymore, and I can still hit houses with a rock around here.
Well, you got to realize, guys, that the United States is in cahoots with China. This is not a game. It is true. I mean, Biden's getting paid book money from China. Why you think we sent that 180? I think it was 180 million gallons of crude oil to China. Why? To our enemy.
To
According to
take it
them,
away
it's
from
our
the
enemy.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take it away from us. Yeah.
That way we can buy the electric cars from them. Yeah.
I'm so
Because
mad
that's what they
about
want.
that. Do you guys know what they're trying to do? Indoctrinate the moms, trying to pull at the heartstrings with the electric school bus. They have electric school bus a driver who starts pulling out a cigarette and then he starts passing it out to all the on the kids' seats, and they start talking about formaldehyde and something else, and that's why we want electric school buses. You know what I wanted to shout at the top of my lungs? Did you know as parents you're injecting formaldehyde from the vaccines, from the childhood vaccines? Where's the outcry there? I said it's such bullshit what they say, because it's not like we're putting our kids' mouths to the pipe of the car. It's such a bullshit thing to do, but they're trying to manipulate the moms, and they also manipulate the moms with the vaccines, because there's a vaccine commercial by Merck. I think it's Merck.
Yes.
And it's very, like, it grabs your heart. You're like, oh my God, I need to vaccinate my kids. Oh my God.
But isn't
No.
it funny how all this still stems back to morality and religion? I mean, they took Bible out of the schools in 62 and took prayer out of the
Thank
schools in
you.
63. I
Thank
mean,
you.
people don't realize who was the first Washington, D.C. Um, public school administrator. It was
I don't
Thomas
know.
Jefferson. What two books did he put in as a symbolic um, gesture into the DC public school
The
system? It was the
Bible?
I
Bible.
was
It was the
I was
King James version of the Bible, and it was Watt's hymnal. Now, what's the significance of Watt's hymnal? Watt's hymnal was used in the Revolutionary War as wadding. When they ran out of wadding
Wow.
at a First Baptist church, the preacher took one of Watt's hymnals, started wadding it up, and started handing it out to everyone, and said, "Wait, till you see
Bravo.
the whites of their eyes." You know
That's
what I
what I
mean?
got in Google. Yeah.
I mean, people just have no history anymore. They've
It's in
dumbed us
Bravo.
Google right
down.
here.
We know nothing. They
Google it.
systematically done this. Yeah, check everything
Bravo.
out I said. Don't believe it. I
Yeah.
want you to
It's
check it.
here. It's here. I Google. I just read it. You're right. It's here.
Yeah.
Hey, Bravo. Did you know what's happening in Texas? Did you hear what's happening in Texas?
Yeah. The
What's that?
same the same thing I've
There's
been
a
hearing in
bill
freaking
in
country.
the state legislature in
Oh,
Texas.
yes.
One, to add the Ten Commandments to all the schools, and two, to have a time for prayer and Bible. Now, if you don't want to read the Christian Bible, you're welcome to read your religious text, and parents can opt out if they want their child to opt out. But that is a bill that's sitting in the state legislature in Texas.
Do you know that in Texas, I was down there in 1992,
Ah, damn,
and they
Bravo,
had
you old.
independent school districts down there. They were still doing the Pledge of Allegiance, praying in before class in 1992. And I was like, "How are you guys getting away with this? Like all the other states, like especially on the East Coast and everything, don't even do that." And they like, nobody tells Texas. That's what he said. He goes, nobody tells Texas what to do. We got independent school districts. We'll do what we want. So I like
Hey,
Texas. You know what I
Maverick.
Well,
mean?
they
I'm
got
surprised they
Maverick,
even,
Yeah.
can
surprised they
you
even stopped it.
read Emily's posts? I think they're good.
Let me see here. So, you don't know that. Rockefeller founded the BOE. He wanted education to be dumbed down to train people to be workers instead of educated. That is why we have geometry and other classes that we don't use in adult life.
And Emily's right about the U.S. corporation, in D.C., that it turned into a corporation back because we owed money to the British. Yeah.
People don't understand also that Henry Ford was also a backer of the BOE.
Yeah, but we
And
don't
he
know
said,
freaking
I
no
don't
money.
want people who have critical thinking. I want people to run the machines.
Right.
You know what, Bravo? Look at that $32 trillion that we own. I don't see no the freaking British. Check, and you'll be amazed who we owe money to. And a lot of those people we owe money, we give them money every freaking year. It's amazing. They use our own money to buy our own debt. Just to let
Yeah.
you know. Look at the list.
And all that money we've been given to, like Egypt and all these other countries all over the world, Israel, everyone, all it is a percentage of that comes back as laundered money to the politicians.
That's right.
I mean, that's how they fund everything. People like, how does the Democrats, when really they're only like 20%, probably a solid 20% in this country, how do they control everything and have so much money coming in? Because they figured out how to do it.
A couple weeks ago, when Donald Trump was indicted, did you see the article that came out about Leonardo DiCaprio and Obama? Did you see that?
Yeah. About Obama going to.
He was getting campaign money from Europe, which was illegal, and they funneled it through the celebrities.
Yep. Yeah, they've got it mastered. I mean, these people are evil. I mean, they're just sheer evil.
Emily's right. Even that teacher I interviewed, it's not our teachers, it's the Board of Education. We can throw those people out, but the right doesn't fight like the left. And she's right. We eat our own. The right eats our own. But it's not just the Board of Education. It's also the teachers union, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, a lot of the teachers, you have to understand, have been indoctrinated to teach only a certain way because the Board of Education states how the teachers are going to be trained.
Raccoon.
Well, and also the teachers don't want to piss off the teachers' unions because they want tenure. So, the new teachers coming in, you keep them quiet by saying, well, if you want tenure, you better shut up and just go along with the flow. You know what I mean? And then when they get tenure, they start getting the raises and everything. I mean, it's a hideous system.
There's a really good there's a good alternative to teachers union now, and you can find that if any teachers listening to your program. It's called 4kidsandcountry.org, 4kidsandcountry.org or .com. And they have alternatives that are less expensive and give you more coverage than the teachers union. So I encourage, if any teachers are listening to this broadcast, to go to 4kidsandcountry.org and find out the alternatives to the teachers union.
Raccoon, are they teaching a certain way, or are they teaching how they are told? See, the miseducation isn't about the way they teach. The miseducation is in the curriculum.
Bingo.
The curriculum is.
And who's choosing?
Who do you think is orchestrating the curriculum?
I used to be.
Well, the teachers aren't teaching a certain way. They're teaching what they're told.
That's right.
Exactly.
And it's communist.
Listen, guys. I used to be a teacher, and when I read, I pick what I'm going to be teaching my kid. I don't want to be teaching BS. Now, there's some teachers that are already being brainwashed by the indoctrination. And when they come, even the book says green, they tell the student is black. That's how they do it. A lot of our school here, and when you teach, you do your plan, lesson plan, you got to hit a certain point. You're the one delivering the message. You just got to do it the right way.
You also have to remember, some teachers will get on their own little bandstand because they're allowed to and teach certain things that shouldn't be taught in schools.
And like here in Florida,
are running around saying you have to pledge your allegiance to the LGBT flag and not the American flag, and you need to be this, you need to be that, and you have to address me like this and that, and it's all unnatural.
I had that issue with one of my kids. I go to a school and I see in the wall all the freaking messages with a pride flag in the background. And I
Yeah.
say, as the principal, why I can put safe space with a face of
But
Jesus Christ right behind? She
but
said,
what
well,
do you what do you expect when the father of our education system is John Dewey, who was a Soviet educator, for God's
Yeah.
sake? He's
Yeah.
he's the one that they all trumpet and say is
bravo,
glorious.
Bravo's the
bravo.
second person that said that to me. I did not know that, and he is the second
Yeah.
person to say that in 1 week to
It's
me.
in Google. You can Google it. It's right there.
Yeah,
It,
Don't
it
lie.
used
Every time Bravo
yeah,
I Google, it's there.
yeah.
All you gotta
Bravo,
ask the right question
I'm
to
not
go.
going to say it unless I know. I mean,
bravo.
sometimes I might be mistaken, but I try not to.
In
yeah.
education, what happened is the revolution or indoctrination woke up our mama bears, and they really are fighting back big time in the school. All the men need to get out of the 4 point of contact and help our spouses to fight back in our freaking school district. It's in the
Well,
local level where you make a difference, but people think that just by staying you home in your house you're gonna change things. No, you gotta go to the meetings
Yeah.
and
the
start
goose.
speaking out. Go ahead,
Goose,
sir.
something that people don't realize is the Board of Education works for us. We pay them the
Thank
salary
you.
through
Thank you.
our property taxes and stuff.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
these people who are in control actually are servants, just like the military is a servant. And they don't want to get off of their comfort spot to address the problem
Just say out
because
of
they
their
say, well,
ass.
I'm not going to worry about it right now. You have to worry about it right now because sooner or later it's going to become too ingrained it won't be able to be brought out. And you'll have re-education camps at some point to reprogram people to think clearly.
Rocky, we need
Right.
that right
It's the only way
now.
you can do
Where,
it.
We need the
We do.
re-education camps
We
right
did a
now,
long
but for
time
the
ago,
right side.
actually.
But guys, my
Maverick,
main concern, is how we gonna take our country back. That's my main concern right now.
Yeah.
And we are
Maverick.
really
Guys,
Well,
go
Emily
ahead,
wants to
Maverick.
talk. Emily, can you say something?
yeah, Emma.
You're still really low.
Emily, send me your address. I'm gonna send you headphones.
Do I need headphones for this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
probably.
you do.
Let me go get headphones. I'll be back. I'm going to
Uh,
tell you how you fight this because
okay.
I fought it and won. So I'll be
All
back.
right. Okay. Revolution. What were you saying?
Maverick, listen. You heard what Rocky Raccoon said, right? He
Uh-huh.
just said that the Board of Education, they work for us, right? You know
Uh-huh.
that's easier said than done because if you go down to any school in any school district in this nation and say, get that LGBTQ shit out of the school, you will have handcuffs on and taken to the closest, the nearest jail so they could put you in a jail cell.
Right.
It
I
don't
Because
work
we
that
allowed
way.
it. We allowed it to get too far. We allowed it to get too far. You know,
That's like everything else,
the
Bravo.
criminals have come in and they've taken over. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
well,
yes.
and,
But
and,
you
and
And
the
know,
it's
the
gonna.
now,
It,
like Goose said, is what are we going to do about it? I mean, what are
yeah.
we going to
Well,
do to back our
yeah.
country?
Take your kids
the
out of the
thing you
public
have to
school is how you fight back. Hello.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
no
done.
the
I did
way
that
the
a long
way
Well,
time.
you
Amber
kill it,
is beyond
people,
that.
You know how you
the
fight
way
It's
you
this?
not
kill it.
beyond that. If they don't have kids to teach, it stops.
No,
You
but
know
it's
how
not.
we
Go
You know how
ahead,
we can
Revolution.
fight this? I'm sorry, Goose. Do
No,
you
no,
know how
go.
we can fight this? We can become the double LGBTQ and we can form an organization that will cancel their organization if any cancelization is
Ooh, I
necessary.
like this
We
guy.
got to
Woo!
become
Thank you,
listen, we
Revolution.
got to put organizations in place to combat organizations. We cannot fight organizations by ourselves.
That's why
I
we
feel like he's a
Right.
preacher. Are you a preacher?
So
Right.
Like, I
Because
feel like amening you every time you speak.
they figured out that if you become an organization and incorporate yourself and all that, that they can't come in and like throw them in jail because they're an organization, but they can throw us in jail and handcuff us, if we stand up against them. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you can fight that, combat that way.
what
Guys. Let me tell you, all our foundations are in trouble right now. Okay, our nation's foundation, what our ancestor, our founding father created. they're crumbling apart everywhere. It's been happening at least the last since Obama took over. It was a really great plan in place. My question is, everything's crumbling right now. All our four pillars. We don't have no justice in our country. If we don't have justice established in our country, how can you fix our country?
I got an answer for you. Our laws here in the United States for the last 125 years have been about British law.
God,
Maritime law and admiralty laws are what they have pushed on us. Okay.
So you kill somebody, you don't go to jail.
Well, it used to be good when it was Blackstone's commentary on the law, because that was
exactly
yes, because that was natural law. That was
what they called constitutional law back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what you have to do is you have to literally stop what's going on by saying, no, we're not doing this no more. You people work for us. We're voting you out. And school boards should have to be fired by the people under a presumed citizen's arrest for violating some of the laws that they're violating right now that are written already.
Do you guys
just taking your kid to a goddamn strip bar, but they do it now in the library.
Guys, they don't give a shit. They just indicted the number one president, freaking former president Trump, few weeks ago. They don't give a shit.
Indictment don't mean shit if they don't have proof, though.
Nobody's enforcing, guys. Nobody. I don't care what happened 125 years with the British.
Everybody has to stand up.
I care what's happening right now in our law system. The freaking looters and people who burn freaking buildings, they're out there. They didn't spend one freaking day in jail. But our patriots that went to the Capitol, January 6th, let me talk, Bravo. They all went to jail, a lot of them, and nobody's doing jack about it. All this investigation hoax and all that bullshit they did on our former president, very illegal. Nobody's doing shit about it.
Because
nobody's enforcing. The law are in place, but nobody's enforcing them.
It's because the people. It's because the people have been programmed to understand only what they want them to understand.
No, because that freaking.
So they say, "Oh, that's fine. Go ahead and do it," but they don't realize what the consequences are about what they're doing.
Check that DOJ. You have a complete family, Biden family, with tracing of money from China, millions of dollars. No indictment.
And from Europe and every other country in the world.
But I mean, when the mob took over Chicago, people didn't like it, but they lived with it because they couldn't do anything about it. And it wasn't until Elliott Ness came in there and did something. But what happened again? What happens when Elliott Ness and the Untouchables are corrupt? There's only one other option in this country. Oh boy! And you don't want to deal with it. I'm not talking about the woke side of the military. I'm talking about the whole Special Forces Command side of the military.
Goddamn, Bravo! Don't come with that because that's BS.
It isn't BS.
The military don't have no.
You don't know what you're talking about, Goose.
The military don't have no power over the freaking civilian court system.
Did Melania have a Q? Just answer the question. Did Melania have a Q on her dress the other day?
Okay, here we go now with the freaking Q.
Come on, Bravo.
Yeah. Did Melania have a Q? Is that like standard dress? I mean, to put a big Q on your damn dress? I've never seen that in my life, for God's sake.
Mary, you see the Q?
He sent me the picture, and
everyone at work. I said it's funny how Maverick and Goose didn't see it, but everybody at work. All the technical engineers and scientists, when they saw it, said, "Yeah, that's a Q, all right."
Go ahead, Mary. No, let's clear the conversation that we had. You sent me the picture, and I told you, for what reason would she have that on her dress? One. And two, what is the meaning for her to have it on her dress? Because she's not involved in anything that Trump's doing. She's not involved in anything
Are you privy to anything, Maverick, that you're not telling us about?
No, but you act like you are, and that's why I'm calling
I'm
you out.
saying it's unusual. Everyone knows
Bravo.
what Q means, and everyone knows
Bravo.
what Q's been talking about. And for
Bravo.
Melania to wear a dress at a military function with a Q on her dress, come on, use Occam's razor. Use some common sense.
That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
Okay, Bravo.
All you have to
What
all you
Mary's
have to do-
right. And
Well,
the thing
I am
is that I'm
friends
trying to
with
tell
General
you-
Flynn, and he doesn't believe in the Q stuff.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Mary, let me tell you this, because Mary, we talk about this all the time. The problem we got in our country that nobody's going to jail. Only us going to jail. If you do something wrong, they put you right behind goddamn bars. Nobody. Tell me a goddamn DA, Democrat city that's going behind bars. Nobody, Bravo. So don't tell me that bullshit about Q 125
I
years.
know.
Hey,
That shit.
I know,
Hey, guys.
I know Colonel McGregor is a moron. So is General Boykin. He's a moron who only
General Flynn,
who
my
only
friend.
started the Special Forces.
You used to sing praises about
Hey,
General
guys.
Flynn.
Hey,
You know who you should have on your show, Maverick and Goose?
I'm not gonna.
You need to have Colonel John Mills. I can get him on your show. He knows a lot about deep state corruption.
Thank you. Bring it over.
Also, why don't you get that Lieutenant Scott Bennett on there? He ex what is it called? Military intelligence, psychological operations guy.
God damn, he got
He'll
you
tell you.
psychologically crazy, Bravo. You need to
He'll
slow
tell
down,
you.
brother.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
We love
Hey
you, bro. We
guys.
love you.
Hey guys.
Hey
All I
guys.
can say.
Raccoon, we
all I
only
can
got
say-
one
Raccoon,
priest
hold it.
here.
I want to hear.
Hey,
I want to hear what
hey.
Raccoon has to say.
Of course you want to hear what Raccoon has to say. Because he-
Of course, he's your right hand.
What it's going to take to clean up the crap that's going on is people got to get off their asses and commit themselves to changing it.
Yes.
Vote all these assholes out that are controlling everything. You know, 96% of the police chiefs in America right now are buddies with the mayor. They used to be drinking buddies or they were college buddies. They come in and they go with the mayor's job and say, hey, man, you want me to be police chief? Yeah, here's what we're going to do. And they say, okay, we'll do it. Fine, great, okay. And even though most of the damn police chiefs do not understand what the Constitution is, corrupt because they violate the Constitution all the time. You have to have these people be voted in, not appointed. And that goes with every damn organization that the government owns right now needs to have voted in the heads and the assistants so that we have people in there who want to go with the American value. But most people aren't going to do that. What we get is what we want. Okay. If you don't want to fight, then obviously you want to surrender.
Yeah. Right. Nothing's
Anyway,
going to
shut
happen
everybody
until
down.
Americans get involved with it. With
Hey,
things
guys.
here. There's not enough
Exactly.
people awake. There's not enough people awake yet.
Maverick
Well, a
is,
lot of people are going to sit on their asses even after the battle starts. He goes, oh, I don't want to kill anybody. Okay, just sit in the corner and let your family get raped and murdered right in front of your eyes, and you can beg for your life till they blow you through the fucking forehead.
Maverick Goose,
that's
I
what
gotta
is gonna
go.
happen.
I gotta take my kids to church, and then it's date night. So you guys have a good night. I love you guys. Take care.
Hey,
Bye.
Amber, yes, let me
Bye.
and then we'll put a date together and
Yeah.
for our show together.
And I'm gonna give you a Colonel
Yeah,
John
absolutely.
Mills. You need to have him on the show. He's
All right.
phenomenal. He'll tell you about his deep state corruption he saw firsthand.
All right.
Amber May, thank you.
It was so nice meeting you. I loved you. Like, I'm a fan now. You have a fan.
All
Great
right.
having you, Amber.
I wanted to see Amber's her thing with Charlie Ward. She said she was on the Charlie Ward show. I wanted to see that.
I couldn't find it. I was looking for it.
Hey, Mary,
Yeah,
somebody
we need to
hacking my
ask her
damn
about that.
communication. Bravo, did you hijack my damn communication?
I know you keep getting knocked off, right?
Hey, the main point, Bravo, that I want to tell you
But
is my main concern is it's all pretty when you say what we're gonna do. The main thing we gotta fix first, because I don't think we have it fixed. It. They're gonna keep cheating. They're
yeah,
gonna
I
keep
agree.
cheating.
Yep.
Okay. And if we don't stop that, they're gonna continue doing the same BS, and we'll be done. You and I will be 90-year old drinking beer, and say shit. We tried, but we couldn't accomplish shit.
And we know it can be done because they did it in Florida. You
And you're
know,
gonna keep
Yeah.
talking about Q. I know you could be 90-year old, me 90, 89, and you be talking about goddamn Q.
Hey,
I know,
Bravo.
Bravo.
Amber said you said you go to the Charlie Ward show. It's there. So, you look
is
up.
it under her name, Amber?
I don't know. She didn't say. She just said you have
No.
to go to the Charlie Ward show. It's there.
I watch all the ones that they rebroadcast. I didn't see hers. Okay, I'll
I don't.
go.
They
I'll go
all,
back and look.
I don't know how
hey,
long it was.
Mary, don't you get tired? Eric, don't you get tired that nobody from the other evil side have gone to freaking jail for committing some of
Uh,
this crime?
you know how I feel about that. Goose. you know. You
Don't
know.
even ask
Well, we
me,
know
Goose.
why, because the whole place is taken over. So what do we do about it?
They're
Who's got
part
the
of the
power to
cabal.
do anything?
Yeah.
Unless we all rise up with one voice and say something, and someone else helps us.
But that's never going to happen. So we'll
Well,
never.
and then we're fucked. We're all going to be
It's
bent
like
over.
it's like the Marine guy that got kicked out like a year and a half ago. That he spoke out. He said the only way to fix this is to burn the system down. I mean, a revolution.
Take it
We are
down to the
willing
found.
to.
Yeah, we got
Raccoon,
to.
Are you ready to take your freaking mule downtown and start fighting the government?
I'm ready to go any way I can get there.
Thank you, Raccoon. Thank you. You're
Goose,
my hero, Raccoon.
It's
Goose,
beautiful.
What's up, my
are you
brother?
aware of the fact that Shakespeare said it best? The world is a stage and everybody play a part. You know that they are not sending Donald Trump to jail. Stop
Hell
saying
no.
they didn't even
They
give him a
can't.
damn mugshot. If
I
that
know.
was me, I'd have had 35 mugshots in that motherfucker. Stop playing, Goose. That work on crazy people. They don't work on people with good sense.
You just got me
So,
to think about something, revolutionary bro. I watched a doozy of a video on YouTube from the Young Turks, and I looked at some of the comments, and I even made the comment that like with the whole like Tucker Carlson firing, that hey, if he'd be smart to really develop a podcast, and that would be ratings gold, and that could be their way of telling the legacy media that they can go pound sand. And I also mentioned for the people that want to dump on Donald Trump and portray him as this orange man bad, maybe Donald Trump ought to be saying, besides the whole "thank you for letting me live rent free in your head," he ought to be saying, you want me.
oh, I
Exactly.
want Trump
And
back.
maybe
Yeah.
Exactly.
maybe
Do we want
Donald
Trump
Trump is
back?
a little bit more than what we think he is. That's why they couldn't do that to him. We're not being told the whole freaking picture here, people.
We're
I
sicker
mean,
when we need him.
we're only seeing the surface. We don't see what's really going on. We
Bravo,
see we
don't you
see what
get
they want us. We see
Bravo.
what they want us to see.
You know as well that we do support Trump big time. We
Yeah.
just tired of him being freaking hijacked when he was a president 3 times, impeached 2 times, took him to court, had a freaking Mueller freaking investigation. They did a freaking colonoscopy 4 times on him, all kind of shit, never found anything. And now he get out and did all the investigation. Now they made us some other shit. That's the kind of shit that I hate. That's the kind of shit, like a third world country, worse than a third world country, like the freaking Salvadorian president said from the Salvador. He said, "You guys are worse than a third world country from South America." And then you want to come here and school me on how to run my government? He was totally right. And that's why he fixed his government. He got under control the MS-13. But guess what? That's the guy that we need in the White House, just like Trump and that guy.
I
Our government is out of control.
Hey guys, something we have to remember and understand is they're not going to tell us everything that's going on. It's not on our clocks. Okay, it's not on our. We don't know what the hell's going on, if anything is being done at all. Okay, everything is hidden because if you tell everybody right now what's going on, then the enemy knows what the hell's going on. You
Goddamn,
never
we be
expose your
Rocky
waiting.
goddamn
Raccoon.
plans.
Rocky.
You never expose your plans, guys, and it's not
That's
on our
Yeah,
clock.
but we've been hearing that shit since 2020.
No, I'm
Thank you.
serious.
no,
Thank you,
but you
Mary.
know
I'm
what?
serious. Do you go into battle and
Uh,
tell the
yeah,
enemy
but
what you're going to
you weren't
do?
here.
No.
I
No,
would
it's
agree
gonna take
with
you
you
only
if you weren't hearing this shit
Mary.
It's
since
been
2020. For
Mary,
20
it's gonna
years,
take you 40
20
years. Don't worry about Mary. We'll be dead
Oh,
already.
we got another 4 years first.
well,
Then we're
well,
gonna
not.
get
I mean, it's only
Another
been
4
going
years.
on. At least we know since Eisenhower, for God's sake, and Kennedy.
All right, can I,
I mean,
We didn't know about Kennedy until after the goddamn
yeah.
thing happened about 10
They all
years, and
told
then it
us.
started
we all
filtering
knew.
Yeah,
out.
they all told us Kennedy was shot by one guy. Now we just find out that the damn CIA was involved in it.
Yeah, but
It's
Yeah.
bullshit.
They
Everything's
brought in
bullshit.
guys to do
Yeah.
it. From
Come
So,
on.
Bravo, what you gonna
Anybody
do?
would
Wait
have to
another
blame
60
you
years?
that Oswald did
No, we can't.
You gonna
I
wait
mean,
another 60
we need to
years?
get more people to rise up and speak out. Everybody's afraid to say anything.
Bravo,
I
you're
actually,
afraid.
I actually hope they do take Trump to court so he can expose everybody
Oh, hell
in the
yeah.
court
That
of
would be
record
called a
because
discovery.
of the fact he gets
Yeah.
to prove his innocence.
Do you
and
He
really
that's
said,
think
why
they
"Yeah,
had that on
I
TV?
didn't do that, but these people did do it,"
Maverick, do you
Rocky
think
and
they had
start
Raccoon.
that?
naming names. I
No.
mean, you know, something you got to think about. They release all this other shit, but they have never released all the people you love that went to Jeffrey Epstein's island. Movie stars,
Raccoon.
football players, basketball players, politicians, everybody who's gone there.
Rocky Raccoon.
We're never going to
Hey,
see that
you know
list.
what? We are not
We might
saying
see it, we might not. I mean, they hide under a
no.
government secret. You'll never know it.
We
Do
are
you know?
talking about the abuse of freaking power. We support Trump and we disagree what they're doing to him.
Yeah,
But we don't want to
Uh,
wait no goddamn 40 years.
you ain't gonna have
exactly.
to wait
I
The
four
only way to
years.
do that is to get those
I think
people
this
out
shit's
of
bubbling
power.
up.
And Revolution, you're
It's
like
bubbling.
85 years old. You don't have that much time to wait either. So
No, no, not nope. That's a good joke. But
you
listen,
you
do
85.
you know? Do you know that Trump, as well as Epstein did, got too much dirt on all the Do you know if Trump starts singing,
Yeah,
everybody's moms is going to jail? They're not going to
yeah.
lock Trump up. They'll put everybody in the pit. They'll be locking Maverick's ass up. Don't you know? Listen, they got too much dirt on each other. These clowns are performing in front of us, and we're accepting it like it's the God's honest truth and
I ain't
tap
accepting
dancing
it.
to the rhythm.
All right, I ain't accepting it. They can kiss my ass. I ain't accepting it. I'll die on my feet before I live on my knees. It's like I told a guy the other day who wanted to rob me. I said, you know, life in prison isn't really that much of a deterrent at my age. And the guy walked away from me. I was going to fucking waste his ass right there in the parking lot.
That's a good point.
Well,
Goddamn,
don't you
Raccoon.
got? Wouldn't you have gotten away with that? I mean, you wouldn't have gone to
Probably
jail.
would have.
Oh yeah,
Well,
hell yeah.
Mary, you go to jail. You
I
pray
mean,
every
we
day.
do
Nobody
have a
bothers you.
different law than you guys do up here. We have a constitutional concealed carry.
Right. If your life feels like it's been threatened, I mean, it's all you know.
Hey,
He's
fuck that.
in the act of
We
I
committing a
shot one
felony.
guy. I shot one guy who tried to attack me while I was working on a trailer in a Section 8 trailer court here. I shot him. You know what the cop told me?
Section 8.
The cop said, you could have killed him and saved us the trouble.
Yeah.
They was looking for that guy for 3 damn years.
Well, you know, how about that sheriff down in Florida that he said,
Yeah, Polk County.
yeah, you're going to come down here and start lighting fires and breaking into people's houses because they're going to shoot your ass. You know, I mean, I'm, you know,
You got that right.
I'm summarizing.
Hey guys, don't promote violence, please, in our show. Thank you.
I'm not promoting violence. I'm just saying I'm going to protect
Violence, we're
myself
saying-
at any cost.
Come on, Goose. You know you love that sheriff.
If he send me to prison, guys, I'm going to pick out
we
the
do.
biggest, baddest guy. I'm going to clock him so he'll beat the piss out of me and I'll be gone.
I don't
Okay?
gonna say what I'm gonna do if I encounter something like that, because then they're gonna just die against me in the court of law. So they're gonna put the show. They say, yeah, you see, he was saying he was gonna kick their ass and da da da. So yeah, so Raccoon, they're gonna put that video too on you. No, I agree with you guys. Suddenly, but we are tired of the abuse of power of our evil
Yeah.
government. Need to stop. We need to
The
find a
only
way to
hard
stop it.
the only hard part is trying to find people who are going to lead that aren't going to be crooked. Because whenever you have power, you have an abuse of power, and all they want at that point is power, money, and control.
Yeah.
You're spending $10 trillion a year on our damn debt. 10 trillion because we're paying nothing but interest on it. And where the hell's the money coming from? We don't make that much money in taxes here in the United
Raccoon,
States.
we don't spend no 10 trillion on interest. We
No,
don't,
I'm
but we
serious.
do. I mean, we pay high interest, but not 10 trillion.
That's just a figure of speech.
Yeah, I know.
25% interest on that money, man. That's
Hey,
what we have to
remember,
pay.
I just sent you a message. I think 30% of our debt is foreign, and the other percentage is within our own country. Yeah, like BlackRock buying a lot of that freaking debt, making a lot of money, big time.
BlackRock's owned by the central bank. They also own Fox News. That's probably why Tucker got kicked out.
Yeah,
Isn't it funny?
51%. Yeah.
Don't they own part? They own Dominion too, don't they?
Yep.
So they
No.
own Dominion. They own Fox. So they sued themselves.
No, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
gotta
They
say-
sued themselves and made money off
read
of
that.
it.
I read that.
No,
Made a
I
money
gotta.
transfer.
The thing is that they're trying. Why they fired? That's the thing. Why they fired Tucker but didn't fire Hannity and Ingram? They were talking shit too about Dominion.
Yeah.
Hannity is an old CIA agent. He wears a CIA lapel pin. Okay?
Oh yes.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Well,
Yeah.
or as I would like to say about Sean Hannity, he's sucking the dicks of the Murdochs and whoever
That's
else
it.
is in charge of Fox News.
Eric,
He is.
go, Eric,
Probably-
go,
he's probably-
Eric, go, Eric.
He's probably
Yeah.
also a part-time asshat too.
I think so. But they're not going to get rid of Neil Cavuto or Brett Baer or Martha McCallum or Steve Ducey or
No,
Brian Kilmeade. But I
they play
think
the
the
game.
people the people at Fox News who are probably not safe are Maria
They all suck.
Bartiromo, Judge Janine Pirro, Jesse Waters, Greg Gutfeld, and Mark Levin.
They
I
ought to
think
start.
Jesse
They ought
Water.
to start their own network, for crying out loud, with a backer. Get a backer. Someone with some money and start their own thing.
God dang, Eric, what do you think about Jesse Water? I think Jesse Water is really good. What do you think about him?
Well,
Is that the young guy with the black hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good.
You
Eric, but
he's
you
got
need
loads
to
of
do
potential.
something.
just
Eric,
have
but
to
what's
remember
going on
one
with
very
Georgia, Eric?
just remember one very important thing about Tucker Carlson. His dad used to be a CIA agent.
God damn, Raccoon, you got the list. Why you don't release that list to our puppy?
I did my damn research, Goose.
Well, release it. We want to see it.
His dad was a
Raccoon.
CIA agent at one time. Okay?
Woo, Mary.
He knows what the system is. That's why he knows how far he can push it before they off his ass. But he's still got a $14 million contract with Fox News.
He live here in
Okay,
Florida.
and he had to sign a disclosure, or not a disclosure, but a hush on that,
Non-disclosure
so that
Hey,
agreement.
he does not
Raccoon,
exploit.
that was Tommy Daniel. That wasn't Tucker. You confused.
No,
him now.
I'm talking about Tucker. I'm talking about Tucker. Look it up. It's all over Rumble and everywhere else.
Wow.
He has a hell
dang,
of a
I
lot
didn't
of
keep
money sitting. He's been paid millions to be on TV for the
No,
last 15 years.
Mary, he live here in Fort Lauderdale. He does. He got a nice house.
Who, Tucker?
Yeah, he's a
yes.
millionaire.
Yeah, well, my friend.
Everybody on
night
nighttime news is a millionaire. They sell their
Walmart,
soul to
yeah.
get on there, and they sign a letter of non-disclosure. Once they leave, they have to be quiet for so long.
Thank you,
We'll
Rocky.
see how long
Raccoon.
Tucker stays quiet.
I mean,
I'll be quiet. You give me $10 million.
Huh?
So you could shut the hell up. They give you that money as hush money because
Well,
they don't want you telling all the things that you know from being in their presence.
Privileged
That's why they give
information.
you $10 million.
Mario,
I
what you
had
sh-
I had to take and sign a non-disclosure agreement when I was in my younger years in the military
for how much?
because I was working for a certain agency.
For how much?
Yeah.
I didn't get shit out of it. They just used me. Okay. When I got done with my mission, they would send me wherever the hell I wanted to go.
Freaking raccoon didn't
Well,
get shit.
but and
But no, I
with
was still in the military. I was still in the military, but they contracted me. And when I got done with the mission, they said, "Where you want to go take a break at?" I get 7 days anywhere I wanted to. And then I'd go back to my post and I'd sign back in off my SD orders.
Hey, Revolution, what about you? Do you ever sold to any politician?
Yeah, I sold my soul to Catherine. It was a little old lady up the street from me. And I told her, I said, look, just get with me and I'll give you anything you want. See, no, we can't sell our soul because your soul is who you are. And you will negate who you are for money. And they do that every day.
You could sell your soul to the devil.
No,
You
Bravo
could
sold
sell
his
your soul to
soul.
the devil.
Bravo sold his soul.
well,
He's go ahead, tell him, Bravo.
To Bravo. Bravo, you sold
Every
your soul.
person,
What?
every person sitting in power right now has sold their soul
Yes,
because
Oh, hell
they
yeah.
want the money.
Yeah, they have.
Every
There's
corporation
practically
member,
none. There's practically
every
none that are any good.
every corporation that we have in the United States, those heads and those assistants and all the top people sold their souls for the big
And
bucks.
and you can
And
see
Maverick,
it. You can see it in the open because they're all for the woke shit. They all take
and
away people's contracts if you don't walk the line. You know, you don't believe in the
They
shit that
make you
they
take a
believe
back.
in.
They make you take a
Maverick
back
said
if
it
you want to
best.
stay
Like
there.
people in Hollywood sell their freaking soul and then they had to pay
Yeah.
back to the devil.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
Maverick
yeah.
So did
said
it.
they sleep with each other's wives. He said it a few shows ago. He said that Biden's wife was kissing somebody all up in the mouth.
That was
Like
a
they all,
national TV
gave
revolution.
Kamala's
Where were
husband
you?
a
yes.
You were
State of the
sleeping.
Union address.
No, I saw it.
Eric got
Biden was kissing.
Eric got stoned when he saw that. Eric had to go to a doctor. He got into a depression for a week.
Yeah.
Just think about it for a minute, guys.
A lot
How
of those
many
guys'
daggone
wives are trannies, really. They're not even real women.
Who?
I
yeah,
love Bravo. He
They
opened
are.
her
Bravo.
on the limb
serious.
to say stuff.
Bravo. Who's
A,
the
a
trainer?
lot of them are. Look,
They
Oh,
are.
like
yeah, they are.
Henry Kissinger. Do you ever see his 6-foot wife? He's like 5 foot something. She's got a big old Adam's apple in it.
Maybe he
on
likes
her thing,
small
man.
women.
Rem-
What's
Sure
that?
say
Remember
No,
that guy who was.
if they got an Adam's apple, they got a banana. Okay.
Remember that guy who got kicked out of the White House, that colonel? Take a look at his picture and then take a look at Chuck Schumer's wife. It looked like twins.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
I'm serious. Look at them.
Lady
If they have an
Gaga, she
Adam's
said,
apple,
"Yeah,
some of
I
them
have
have.
a penis."
So
They
Bravo.
have. Girls don't have Adam's apples. If any of them have Adam's apples, they've got a penis.
Yes, they
Okay.
So
do.
Bravo.
Ask the
A lot of
transgender people.
pedophile.
Yeah.
They're running our country. They are.
They are. It's
They are.
it's a weird cultish thing that's going on. They all have stuff on each other. They all have homosexual and trannies for partners, and they're all sickos.
And they
They
get
really are.
maternity leave.
We
Amen.
can't
They get
really
It's a
coexist with them. We
Bravo.
really
They get
can't.
maternity leave paid by the American taxpayer. Yeah, it's funny, but it's true. Buttigieg got freaking 12 weeks of maternity leave. Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Something a
yeah.
lot of people don't realize is when you look at all these different entertainers and politicians, you look at how many times they've been married. Some have been married 15 damn
But
times.
being gay is not a freaking crime. Okay? It's a sin. Remember that.
You know what?
Okay?
A Goose. Check this out, Goose. Do you know the government ointment that is sponsored by the government is been gay? Because all of them been gay. They
Yeah.
didn't just change.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And you feel
Biden
good.
said
That's why you feel good when you put that Bengay.
Biden said in the speech he put out, half the women in my administration are women.
Yeah.
Yeah, only half.
Well, I think
Only
like
half of the
course,
half. Yeah.
yeah, I think like in conclusion about like the whole Tucker debacle. He is said to have hired the same lawyer that represented Megyn Kelly in her dismissal from NBC, and they say he knows how to play dirty. And with Tucker's dismissal from Fox, hopefully, not only will Tucker be paid what he's owed, but hopefully that lawyer can negotiate having Tucker released from his non-compete clause, even if the non-disclosure agreement has to be upheld.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
You also have to remember
We've not heard
that
the last of
whatever
this.
is
He hired
taken.
some high-powered lawyer, didn't he?
Well, the thing is, whatever he gets back, the lawyer's going to get 60% of it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I personally, I never watched Tucker Carlson that much, so I really don't.
I don't either.
Honestly, I really don't care either way. But,
Well, this is the same Fox News that got rid of Lou Dobbs. Well, this is the same Fox News that got rid of Lou Dobbs and Trish Regan and Bill O'Reilly, but Greta and Megan saw the handwriting on the wall when they left.
Yeah. I mean, go back. This thing just didn't happen yesterday. It's happened a long time ago. You know what I mean? And I kind of traced it back all the way to like 1953. And then Eisenhower. Then Eisenhower's thing was 1955, where he gave the speech about. Actually, in 1953, there was a covert military Patriot Alliance, and they made a plan to stop the Illuminati later on from doing a communist takeover. But then, right after that, in 55, you had Eisenhower, right, with his speech about the military-industrial complex. Then in 1963, you had Khrushchev slam his shoe down and say he's going to bury us, and you got John F. Kennedy shot in 1963. And in 1968, the Democratic National Committee got taken over by the communists. The LBJ was president back then. Then Nixon comes in there, and the deep state got him out of office in 73. It's just like one thing after another. Then they put in Gerald Ford with Nelson Rockefeller. We know what the Rockefellers are. They're part of the deep state. And then you got Jimmy Carter, who was just freaking chaos. And then you got Ronald Reagan, who was almost assassinated his first damn year in office. It's been nonstop. The communists have been trying to take over ever since.
Ronald Reagan was also a member of the Bohemian Grove people. And you also have to take it back a little bit and just remember, after Operation Paperclip, all of our daggone agencies became people who were run by the Nazis they brought over, because they had it down to science, and they said, okay, go ahead. Yeah. Here's a TV, do what you can with it. Here's radio, here's newspaper, here's the daggone national intelligence people. Work with them. Here's NASA. I mean, the list goes on, guys. I mean, this plan has been taken over back in 1923 when they started us with the damn Federal Reserve. Before that, we didn't have taxes.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Biden. Hey, Bravo. I was watching a video today, and it made me think just of you. This moron was talking about how Disney is under a bubble. That they, and he was trying to push your flat Earth story. But he was saying that because Disney was friends with the guy who created NASA or some shit like that, he was saying that that's why when you look at the logo of Disney, it's got that like line goes like around the top of the castle.
Right.
He was trying to say that. Oh, see, that proves that there's that we're.
Well, hey, I go by that guy that took his camera to that pilot and asked him, and that pilot he was just on the cuff, and he asked him questions, and that pilot came out and said, we don't compensate for any curvature. There is no motion. He said we're motionless. Boop, right there's a pilot with 30-some years experience. Just got done saying it. He probably got his ass chewed after that.
You can find 50 pilots that say the opposite. So, I mean, how do you know who's telling the truth? I mean,
Well, we're
also
still
have
pilots to say the opposite.
You also have to look at
I
Warner
do
Von.
agree with I agree with Maverick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take a look at Warner von Braun's headstone. It says it all. He's got a Bible quote there on his headstone. Look it up.
I can't think of it at the moment, but I know what you're talking about.
Go ahead.
Who are you talking about, Raccoon?
He's talking about the guy who.
And
Warner von
while you're
Braun.
looking for that statement to go off of what Raccoon's saying.
Well, that motherfucker dead anyway. Nothing we can do.
You know, people don't realize that the Communist Party USA was founded in 1919. It was founded in 1917 in Russia. Russia was taken over very quickly, but the United States couldn't be taken over that fast. You know, remember the John Stokes trial? They were attacking Christianity back in 1925.
I want to read something that Ert wrote.
Right.
Ert wrote, I have been to Australia, and the Earth is round, basically.
Who says flat? Who says flat?
Ert said the Earth is round. I believe Ert.
Who says flat?
Ert, you got to be. I guarantee you weren't
you're crazy, man. You're crazy. That was the one who said the Earth is like a hot dog. I know he's crazy.
Where did your plane refuel?
I say that it's round, but it's got a flat plane.
Where did the plane refuel at?
Slice it in half, and the top part's the dome, and the bottom part's the foundation.
Remember, it's something called gravity. Okay, it's round. Look at the sky right now. It's round.
You guys are going to be.
We're spinning at 10,000 miles an hour, and that's keeping the water in. Come on.
Right, hang on.
How stupid can people be? I mean, it's got to be something else.
Bravo. I want to read.
Bravo, don't get out of control, man.
Yeah.
See what Hyperstain wrote. As a very athletic female, in my time, we called us tomboys. We are straight women who are not super feminine. The transmental LGBTQ movement ruined it for us. I am not with my husband. I feel like people sorry, let me read that again. If I'm not with my husband, I feel like people think I support their garbage because I am a muscular woman with a shaved head. I agree. Yeah, I mean, it used to be women were, they would like you said, they would call them tomboys. I mean,
but Bravo, you never play sport anyway, Bravo. That don't affect you.
Yeah, if I saw a woman like that when I was growing up, I didn't even know what a freaking lesbian was back then.
Exactly. We thought, look, she's a tomboy. I mean, that's what you heard.
I just thought they was tough.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
it really wasn't until after the Village People came out that I started started coming out. Even when they sang, in the Navy and all that stuff, it still didn't dawn on me right away until later on. Maybe I grew up around
the YMCA.
Guys, you gotta remember that yes, we had transgender for a long time. You got some that are radicals, and you got some that they're not.
Well, but
so that's why
the ones that are coming out now.
Now the radicals are and the activists. You're right, and the thing is, to make it more difficult for the people who don't want nobody to know that they are who they are. Or what? Some of them, I got family members that like that.
Right.
And I talk to them. I don't judge them, but I always, when we touch that subject, I say, hey, it's not a crime for you to be a gay, but remember, it's a sin. That's the only thing that I say to them. That's it.
Goose. That was a great breakdown. I'd never heard of a radical transgender, but you put it out there. You said it first.
Radical trannies, revolutionary, radical trannies.
Yeah, I mean, it's every
radical pickle smooters. Yeah,
they're out there.
I mean, we are not who to judge people. We are not. God don't want us to be judging people.
No, but people when they did it back then that I knew. back in the time of the Air Force and stuff like that, they knew it was wrong. They just wanted to be that way.
Well, Bravo, you were in the Air Force
They
only
didn't try
a
to
week.
justify it and say, "Oh, this is the right behavior. We want everybody to do it." They knew what they were doing was out there, and they did it anyway.
Bravo, Maverick said you were in the Air Force only a week. He went to freaking bus stop a week after you left.
No, that's Maverick. You're confusing me with him.
You're so funny, Bravo. Anyway.
Oh, man. So we got it. I mean, the radical people is the one destroying our country. They are. And a lot of people in our government is using those groups to accomplish their mission. That's what they're doing. And money, a lot of money is involved, like Black Lives Matter. That lady bought a house for $6.2 million. She never had a freaking penny in her account before. But she bought a house, $6.2 million.
All right,
well, Goose, when you were in the military, were there a lot of pickle smoochers in there then?
I was in the infantry, so it was hard to see them because they would get their ass kicked. Some infantry people are crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Hang on.
Well, it's about time to start wrapping it up.
I gotta cut off one station. For the people listening on 105.7 FAs, thank you for listening tonight. Hope you liked the show. Make sure you join us next week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, your next show will be coming up pretty soon. Thanks.
Hey, Bravo, come out with a prayer, please. You don't mind, Bravo.
All right. We're about finishing our show here. We got over our 2-hour mark. So, Bravo, you want to lead us out with a prayer, and I won't cut you off like you said.
All right. No hallelujah song this time.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Heavenly Father, we thank you in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Lord. We just pray for everyone listening at this show today, Lord. We pray that you keep them safe and healthy. And, Lord, you just let them be able to talk to people and just help us to wake people up, Lord. Let's pray for everyone that we can possibly pray for. Wake up your children, Lord, in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Bravo.
There you go.
And for any friends who are on Twitter, make sure you're following Emily at WTFrick. And she's doing a Twitter Spaces.
All right. That's it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight. Emily, Amber, Eric, thank you very much. Hyper Sane, thank you for joining. Make sure you like and follow the show. We're here next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's our time always, unless we do a earlier show one day. But I don't think we have any guests coming up just yet. Still trying to nail down Pastor Paul on a day. We're having trouble getting the day together. All right.
Bring Revolution as a guest. Revolution got a good story to tell.
Revolutionary, thank you for showing up tonight. Rocky Raccoon, thank you for showing up.
Revolution, you want to come as a guest?
He left.
Would you guys invite me as a guest?
Yeah.
You guys wouldn't invite me as a guest. Stop playing. You know I would like to lock horns
You
with
are a
Bravo
guest. You're here right now.
No, Revolution, we love you, man. You know that.
See,
that's why I say.
He's a weekly guest now.
I'm going to cry, Goose. You know, nobody's ever said such nice things. See,
we love you, Revolutionary.
What about Bravo? He never say that. And I love Bravo more than everybody.
Of course I love you, Revolutionary. Yeah.
Oh, now we got a love fest.
No, we got it. Yeah.
No, you know what? Now, Bravo, don't be sounding too transgenderous. That Goose already talked about radical transgenders.
I don't have any pickles in my mouth. Don't worry about it.
You is crazy.
All right. On that note, we got to get out of here. All right, everybody.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right.
Next Wednesday. All right, we're out of here.
This is Alex Jones, and you were listening to my friends Maverick and Goose. Make sure you come back next week for a new episode.
They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan. It's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy. There's always someone listening. The elections planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied, it's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus. Every year there's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love the country the most would be hated on by folks who call America home? Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with a big American dream. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Y'all missing what was written in them pages. That was history they wrote, now you wanna change it. You racist, you hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left, everything they say's depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather. You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same. Stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah. I see through all the illusions, refuse to hear rumors or accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off the confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool with persecution if I make a contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And a threat is a promise, stand up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest, test of time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Either set sail to higher ground or drown in their drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you wanna see, the warrior that we're needing.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, in God we trust.
We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town